Okay, we have a 1,500 point battle report for you today. I am in Welland, Ontario at MiniWarGaming.com, and we're going to have a battle here. I am facing MiniWarGamer Dan.
Hey guys.
There you go. And EldarCorsair over here. What's up? It's going to be an awesome game. We have Eldar versus Orks. With my prissy space elves, I have a mechanized army, standard dire Avengers squads inside wave serpents, a unit of 10 striking scorpions leading the charge inside a wave serpent, fire dragons with a flamer Exarch inside a Falcon, and a Nightspinner led, and the army is led by a Farseer. Just a couple powers on him, regular Farseer, nothing special. And in the angry space barbarian category, we have a glorious orc army, 4 squads inside trucks over there. We have some regular bikers looking awesome over here. A bunch of kick-ass storm boys back there. Looted wagons. My first time playing against these things. It's going to be pretty awesome to see how they do. And a killer unit of Ludas. So pretty sweet army. We're going to see what's going to happen here. We're going to be playing on this table over here. So it's a preview of the table. There's some lit areas on it. Pretty cool. So back in a bit. Okay, so here we are. We're set up. I won the roll-off, and I elected to let the Orks go first. They've set up in a pretty awesome battle line. I bet there's a force field in there somewhere. Loot is behind there, going to be firing like crazy. Storm boys and bikers on this side. There's an objective somewhere on that side of the board. My objective is over here. We're playing capture and control. Nightspinner, troops, scorpions, Meltas, troops over here. And I'm not going to try to steal initiative, so back in a bit with the top of turn 1 for the Orks. Okay, so wrapping up, just an awesome turn 1 for the Orks. Blasted out forward, crazy speed on these vehicles over here. Battle looted wagons over here. Those Storm Boys, interesting move. They went to the side. They're going to try to flank me. I guess they're going to try to go after this guy. I'm not really sure, but they're freaking me out over there. 4 inches on them. These guys blasted forward right towards my poor dire Avengers there. I've got to make a decision here. Do I go for broke, or do I charge in like a screaming wannabe orc, or do I do something else? So what happened over here? Shooting from that blast, managed to connect here. Penetration, failed my save, blew away the pulse laser, gone in an instant. Blast from over here, shot down, but drifted away mercifully. And we had some shooting from those guys, rolled maximum number of shots. I think 13 were able to see, or 12 were able to see. 36 shots of this Falcon. Failed my 2 cover saves that I had to make, but mercifully just made it so I can't shoot because of my extra armor. So he's weathering some good fire, as is usually the case. Hasn't died turn 1, like in recent reports. But back in a bit with bottom of turn 1 for Eldar. Okay, so rounding up bottom of turn 1 for Eldar. We tried to respond by causing some casualties over here. I decided not to charge out of the vehicle because they're toughness 5. It's gonna be, they have a 3+ cover from going flat out. It's gonna be hard to shoot them even with Bladestorm. It's gonna be hard to assault them. So instead, I just tank shocked a few inches in here, avoiding the power claw. I just tank shocked 8 inches, so it went cruising speed. Fired my missile and nose cannon here. Managed to kill 2 of them. They failed their first leadership check, but then the boss pole helped them pass the second one. This guy over here just moved up and played blocker, even though he couldn't shoot. These guys moved up over here. Did I fire these guys? Yeah, I did fire them. Yeah, what did I fire them at? Oh, I fired them at the truck. Right. Yeah. Scattered away, and then the cover save I think worked for 1 glance and 1 pen that I got through there. These guys over here, combined with this Nightspinner, fired into here, nuked a bunch of Storm Boys. They passed their first pinning test from the barrage. They failed their second pinning test from the Eldar missile launcher, which killed a few guys. The boss pulled, but it didn't help them. They're pinned now, unfortunately, and they're also webbed. So that's gonna hurt them for a while. And that's pretty much all I was able to muster. Not a lot of guys dead. Not nearly enough when you're facing an orc army, but we'll see how things go. On to turn 2 for the Orks. So recapping top of turn 2 for the Orks, as is expected. Charges everywhere. Unloading, charging, unloading, charging, unloading, charging, unloading, charging over here. Those guys got in there. What happens? The turn opens up with these jerks getting in there, firing at my rear armor, getting 1 penetration through, and of course, the penetration wrecks the vehicle. These guys pop out like a bunch of jerks. They get assaulted. Gong show of a combat, though, by some miracle, we actually end up winning by 1, so defend really helped there. There wasn't too many bodies of orcs. And we killed 1 orc. They lost, but they stuck around with a leadership of 6. Man, I was really hoping they would run so that I'd be free to Bladestorm next turn, but that's not going to happen. Over here, they charged in. They have a vendetta against this Nightspinner. They managed to make it so it can't shoot, and eventually the Power Claw immobilized it. So this guy's a sitting duck next turn. He's going to get cooked. Over here, managed to charge in, but just made it so this vehicle can't shoot. Move or shoot, rather, but of course I had my Spirit Stones, so it gets downgraded. Over here, this guy made it so he can't shoot, and eventually got immobilized. That's incredibly annoying. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So he's not going to be contesting anything. This guy over here is also immobilized. He can still shoot, but he's just immobilized after being charged by all these things. So, you know, with all my vehicles basically down on the ground, this is the only mobile vehicle I have left. Everything's pretty much going to be just popping out and fighting for our dear lives here. So
okay,
back
so just
in
a mid bottom of turn 2 wrap up for my Eldar.
There's tons of combat starting. I'm trying to respond to this Ork aggression. These guys popped out, gunned down the entire unit, shot the knob down to 1 wound, and we decided to charge him over here because there's only 1 left. These guys popped out, flamed over there, flamed away I think 6 or 7 Orks. They, I guess, made their leadership, or I don't know if maybe we forgot to roll that, I don't know. Over here, we charged in, fired pistols, killed maybe about 4 or 5, not too many. Doomed them, of course, fortune my guys, and there's going to be a huge combat starting here. This huge combat continues. This might have been a mistake for me to doom that and not doom these guys, because they need 6s to wound, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if I made a terrible mistake there. And what else happened? This vehicle just moved out of the way to play him as a kind of like a meat shield blocker against those guys. And this combat continues against my vehicle. They're just going to obliterate it because it's immobilized now. So
okay, so wrapping up the bottom of turn 2 for me, what happened?
So this thing exploded, killed about 4 Orks. I don't remember if we made their leadership over there, but we're probably going to have to think about that. Over here, what happened? These guys just slaughtered that guy in combat with ease, consolidated about 5 inches. I decided to yo-yo them back a little bit. These guys over here just slaughtered that poor group of Orks, put a billion saves into them, and you know, they just consolidated actually 6 inches. These guys over here weren't able to actually charge through because there was an Ork blocking the way there, so we just kind of got stuck there. And over here, a gong show combat, 1 wound caused on each side, but otherwise a total gong show. So tied combat over there, 1 wound on the knob, 1 dead Eldar, Dire Avenger. So that's pretty much it. You know, back with the top of turn 3. Turn, so just a little addition. We forgot to both fire my guns here, but also do that combat against the vehicle. So, you know, in a spirit of sportsmanship, we did the combat here, and we also fired my guns. This guy fired a crack missile and nose cannon there, managed to careen that vehicle, slammed in here, exploded, killed 2 of these guys. Oh no, it didn't kill 2 of them. Sorry, 2 wounds were caused, but I passed them. Right. And over here, I think wounded a few guys, but only caused I think one or 2 guys to die. And this thing in the combat, this thing was again just made it so it can't shoot, so it's still just a Hulk over there, just chilling like a Hulk. So back in a
so rounding up top of turn 3, not a great turn again for the Eldar.
These guys got in here, managed to wreck this guy despite having me gone pretty fast. So that really hurt there. Over here, the total disaster of a turn as this vehicle moved through here, tank shocked. Just enough to hit both squads. My Dire Avengers decided to fail their leadership of 9, and they just went right off the board. A full unit of Dire Avengers. So I am not happy about that. That just totally screws me over. So I'm going to have to really, I'm basically on the ropes at this point. These guys over here didn't fail their leadership 10, even though they rolled a 10 for their leadership, because I love to roll really terrible leadership checks with my Eldar. But they're still around at least. These jerks over here, they got into that vehicle and started chickening away like cowardly Orks. Over here, oh, we didn't do that combat yet. So actually, we still have to do this combat. So back in a second, and we're going to do this combat in a bit. In the meantime, this guy can't shoot. This guy also can't shoot as well. Tons of shooting from, I think, Ludas onto some of his vehicles here. Shooting from battle cannons and stuff. These guys got blasted up. Actually, we forgot to do leadership on this guy. Oh, did I do leadership? Yeah, I did. You're right. So this guy's okay. His whole squad got killed, though. Just 1 melter remains. So we're back in a bit when we
okay, so rounding up that combat that we forgot. A bit of a gong show, but we finally lost combat. 1 guy died from the power claw hit. We caused no wounds at all in return. So we lost by 1, but we made our leadership check with double 1s. We're going to stick around. And we're back with the bottom of turn 3 for Eldar. I'm running out of resources. I'm basically just playing for a tie at this point. I need a little bit of luck here. Okay, so rounding up bottom of turn 3, what happened? These guys managed to explode that vehicle. It careened, exploded. No wounds stuck on me, though. I've got the rerollable 3+ there. Over here, combat finally went our way. We killed the knob. We killed 1 guy. 1 guy's left. He killed nobody in return. Lost by 2, but still stuck it out with leadership. So the Orks just cannot seem to fail leadership this game, whereas the Eldar, I guess, sent a bunch of cowards to the battlefield. Over here, just a total fiasco as I fired Melt in Melter range, Strength 8 missile that's still available, nose cannon into that guy there, but nothing got through the cover save. The cover save just like a rock over there. So those jerks are still moving. Yeah, so, we're pushing back as best as we can. I was hoping I'd be able to cut that guy down, but no luck there, so we're still stuck in combat. And it's on to turn 4.
So,
for
rounding
the Orks.
up top of turn 4 for the Orks, things just continue to go downhill. Here, tank shocked, we passed our leadership check, but, now we have to waste a turn smashing into this piece of junk over here. Over here, Gong Show combat, even with Doom still up, we just only caused 1 save, and of course he made his armor, of course. Why wouldn't he at this point? Yeah, shooting from the Ludas into these guys, because they were able to see part of the unit, but... yeah, our fortune held. We made all of our saves. I think it was something like 11 saves caused, or 10, but we made all of them with fortune. Not a surprise there. And that was pretty much it. These guys just chilled out. They're just hanging out near this objective. Those guys flew up a little bit. This guy went cuckoo. He was forced to drive forward. That guy dropped a blast in here, but couldn't do anything to it with this vehicle. And these guys just chickened away like I knew they would. I cannot believe I didn't destroy that vehicle over here. So much shooting, but what are you going to do? So we're going to keep fighting. Bottom of turn 4. Rounding up, bottom of turn 4, I believe that was. Still not a great turn. I mean, we managed to kill that one guy finally after 1 billion combats over there, but it's not relevant. We fired every weapon we could from long range. Finally wrecked this thing, but of course, it rolls on the chart, and instead of careening away, I was hoping to have it careen back here, careen somewhere else. It doesn't careen. I rolled a 6, so it got wrecked, so those jerks pop out. And now they're going to be on the objective, and I think that's pretty much going to be game over. But you never know. Maybe it'll go for like 1 billion turns, and somehow something magical will happen. Over here, these guys charged in, couldn't touch this thing. Couldn't touch it. Not a single glance, not a single penetration, nothing. That was it. This guy even fired Melta over here. Melta range misses, of course. What a time to miss, eh? But no, it's not looking good. Not looking good, but we're going to keep fighting on to the fiasco.
So rounding up top of turn 5, Orks continue pressing, just caging me in. This stupid vehicle got to just move 1 inch, so we made our leadership check, but again, we're 1 inch away, so we don't get to fight him anymore. These guys flew in here ready to countercharge me if I pop out. Those guys, of course, now that they managed to get out of their vehicle, and they moved and ran 6 inches, they're just on that objective. It's going to be very hard to see them. My only hope is if the game goes long, I can get these guys in a position to take 1 good Bladestorm. That's my only hope, which is very debatable. The game's been over for a long time, but we'll see what happens. On to bottom of turn turn 5. What happened actually? Some shooting, blast into here, killed 1 guy, blast from that guy, scattered away somewhere, and that was it. So on okay, well, bottom of turn 5, doing the best I can here. These guys charged in, pistols did nothing, finally wrecked it only, so it went ramshackle, but again, it just wrecked itself, so it's just blocking me. There's a wreck now that I have to climb over, suicide myself to get anywhere, but we'll see what happens. The game might end anyways. Managed to get a shot at those guys with a missile in here. Missile saw a couple of those guys, killed 1 guy, they passed their pinning check, and they passed their leadership of 8. My one hope is that they leadership 8 off the board, but apparently it is not to be. And these guys just moved up 6 inches and ran, I think, 2 inches. So they're just kind of trying to get in range to, if the game continues, try to shoot over there to try to tie it up. But that's it. We're going to see if the game ends. Do you want to roll it up? Do you want to film this too for your report, or is it all the same?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so let's film it up. We got 2 cameras going here. We're going to see if the game ends. On a 1 or 2, the game will end. Here we are.
Oh,
Oh, it continues. The pain continues on to turn 6.
all right.
All right, so
Okay, rounding up top of turn 5 for the Orks. These guys are just chilling over here. Not even bothering to shoot their pistols or anything. They're just chilling. This thing is smoking away, so I'm going to have to climb over a wreck, because both of these are wrecks, which is just a glorious and painful thing to be thinking of. What happened on their turn, though? Blast from over here. Made it so he can't shoot. Blast from over here. Luda's over there. Obliterated this vehicle. Got, I think, 1 penetration through. Of course, killed it. Of course. This guy got another weapon blown off, and he can't shoot, so he's pretty useless for now. He's just left with his nose gun, which can't really reach much. Those guys over there, squeezed in on that objective even further, trying to make themselves harder to hit. I mean, it's gonna. I need the game to go to turn 7 to have a chance of even tying. I just need to kill 2 Orks to tie it up, but so be it. And plus, I need to get over here, of course. So that's going to be a challenge. So on to my turn. Okay, so rounding up bottom of turn 6, what happened eventually, these guys just moved up, ran only 3 inches, so I had to just space them out. There's all kinds of blasts, AP3 blasts in the air. Good God, what a nightmare. Yeah, those guys there, I can't do anything about them. They're just impossible to see. There's only 2 guys left that are holding that objective, but I think it's going to cost me the game. I need the game to continue. Over here, we went through the terrain. 4 guys just died from dangerous terrain checks. 9 guys to test. Farseer tested, passed it, but those guys all failed. We cleaved through the knobs, though. Sorry, the Storm Boys. They managed to kill 2 more dudes, so we're just down to 3 guys and a Farseer. Going to be consolidated only 1 inch. Might be within 3. Not that it matters, though, because those guys are holding that objective. That's pretty much all that happened that turn, because this thing's dead. This thing couldn't shoot. So we're going to roll and film it, I guess. See if the game ends on a 1, 2, or 3. The game will end.
Will the game end?
Oh, pain. It ends. Well, thank you for the game.
It's over.
Great game. Filming each other.
Here we go.
Yeah, got to get the handshake in there. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. It was a great game. And that is it. So, you know, we did our best. I tried to go onto that objective, but two orcs managed to win the game holding that thing there. Pretty awesome little ninja move. Very cool. So that was it.